Welcome everyone. Please subscribe to my channel and let's talk about the finance, banks and economy news about Russia and the United States. Please subscribe to the channel, like this video and let's begin.
Biggest mistakes people make when investing?
Well, they try to, they just don't realize that all you have to do is just buy a cross section of America and then never listen to people like me or read the papers or do anything subsequently. They think that because you can trade, you should trade. You buy a farm, you buy an apartment house, you can't resell it tomorrow, and the cost of moving around. Now you get something handed to you, liquidity, which is instant. You can sell, and the cost of doing it are pennies, compared to other kinds of investment activity. So because they can so easily move around, they do move around, and moving around is not smarter than investing.
Bitcoin resumed a climb toward 100,000 on signs that crypto-friendly candidates will likely shape United States financial rules under Donald Trump. The digital asset rose the most in more than 2 weeks on Wednesday to hit 970,000 before easing to 905,000 as 5 o'clock Thursday in London. Crypto supporters emerged as leading candidates to run the Securities and Exchange Commission and the Commodity Future Trading Commission, aiding sentiment. The president-elect has vowed to end a crackdown on digital assets imposed by the Biden administration and instead foster industry growth, including setting up a national Bitcoin stockpile. The Republicans pledged to ignite a wave of optimism that lifted the token to within a whisker of a record $100,000 last week, before the mood turned cautious as traders awaited concrete steps. Crypto supporter Paul Atkins has emerged as a top candidate to replace Gary Gensler as a SEC chair, according to people familiar with the matter. Gensler launched a flurry of enforcement actions over alleged non-compliance and risky practices in the digital asset sector, becoming the industry's better known. Meanwhile, most or all of the potential contenders to head the CFTC, the derivatives regulator, would likely be friendly toward the crypto market, which has surged about $1 trillion. This election transition team has also held discussion over whether to create the first White House post dedicated to digital asset policy. On Wall Street, there are growing indicators of more willingness to engage with the nascent market. Bitcoin came within 300 of the landmark 100,000 mark on November 22, before shedding about 9,000 over the subsequent 4 days. Crypto's adherents view the six-figure number as a validation of consensus claim that Bitcoin is a modern-day store of value and hedge against inflation risk. Critics such as Nouriel Roubini, famed for warning of a disaster ahead of the 28th financial crisis, disagree. Bitcoin is highly volatile. Roubini said Wednesday on Bloomberg Television, if you want wealth preservation rather than high volatility, you want to stay away from those types of assets. About $6.9 billion has poured into United States exchange-traded funds, investing directly in Bitcoin in the period following Trump's election win. According to data compiled by Bloomberg, the 11 ETFs has total assets of roughly $100 billion. Once some leverage is flushed and short-term buyers are done taking profits, we believe Bitcoin may find a strong base of support and could make another attempt to surpass the 100,000 level. Bitcoin's breakneck rally since the recent election is putting pressure on a far-flung corner of the capital markets, small-cap stocks in South Korea. The cryptocurrencies has jumped nearly 35% since election, while the small-cap dominated Kosdaq index has fallen 8%, putting it on track to be Asia's worst performing index this year. Analysts says that at least part of the reason for the decline is that small investors are dumping shares in favor of Bitcoin, exacerbating a rout that has wiped out around a fifth of the value of the stock index this year. Because the Kosdaq market is doing terrible, people are heading to the coin market, said Chief Executive of the Korea Investment Research Institute, which runs a Telegram channel offering stock tips to subscribers. The shift highlights what has become a sensitive subject for policymakers in the crypto-obsessed country. Trading activities on Korean crypto exchange now outstrips volume of the benchmark Kospi stock index. Regulators have held back from approving Bitcoin Cash Exchange traded fund due to fears outflows from the local stock market. Because cash Bitcoin ETFs are banned in South Korea, investors have placed wagers of leveraged funds export to crypto futures, said Hong Sang-ok, a digital assets analyst, investment securities. Other investors have bought the shares of MicroStrategies, a United States company that has loaded up on Bitcoin. All are about Korea crypto money and the Kimchi Premium Quick Take. The market could get some relief from bets that the crypto rally is overblown. The ProShares Ultra Short Bitcoin ETF, which allows investors to make leverage bets against the coin, had its highest daily inflow on Monday. And the recent losing streak for cryptocurrency has raised questions about whether Bitcoin can finally break $100,000. But investors in South Korea are also bracing themselves for more pressure on stock prices. The market got a temporary boost late last year when regulators announced a surprise ban on short selling that sent beleaguered stock higher. The ban is set to the end in March. What do you think about this? Please subscribe to the channel.